Hi there, viewers, and welcome to my June book haul video, 7 days into the month of July. But also, it's been a big month in June, and I'm only just getting a chance to kind of get all this together now. So yeah, deal with that. So I bought a handful of books in June, not unsurprisingly. I was also given a couple of books in June, so I'm going to talk about what I picked up in the last 30 days or so. So here goes. So the first book I want to talk about is a little hardback 9 to 12 title, middle grade title, called Magritte by Lee Battersby, which is from Walker, which was a cover buy for me. I bought it purely because it looks absolutely gorgeous, has purple sprayed edging, and purple is my favourite colour, so I really liked the look of it just off the bat. When I had a bit of a delve, read the blurb, it seems to have a bit of a Neil Gaiman-y graveyard book vibe to it, which I thought was really cool. It's got these little illustrations at the beginning of chapter headings and kind of dotted throughout the book. There's some little bats dotted about the pages there, which appealed to me because I absolutely never grew out of being a massive emo. So that looks like it's going to be a really fun, slightly quirky, slightly unusual children's book, so I'm looking forward to that one. The next book that I picked up in June was a recommendation by several people actually, which is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Now, I read her book Temeraire many years ago now. I never read the rest of the series, but it was quite a fun fantasy Napoleonic mashup. Just basically ship-to-ship battles on the sea with dragons. It was good. Uprooted is a bit different. It is a fairy tale retelling, in a way. It has a bit of the Princess in the Tower feel about it, but with more magic and more proper fantasy kind of stapled to the front of a fairy tale story. And it's a really pretty cover, and I really liked it, so lots of people whose opinions I have a very high opinion of said that it was pretty good, so I picked it up, and actually I finished it this morning, but I will talk about that in my July wrap-up, because we are in July now. Okay, the next book that I'm going to talk about is called Paper Butterflies by Lisa Heathfield. I read Seed last year, which was Lisa's debut, and it was brilliant. A story of a girl who is part of a kind of... She's grown up in this isolated religious cult, and it was very tense and very claustrophobic and very twisty-turny. So I was already excited about this. I knew a few people who managed to get advanced reading copies of it. I was not one of them, but whatever. And I heard nothing but brilliant things about it, so it was kind of an instant buy for me without even really knowing what it was going to be about, because again, I'd heard some really good things about it. Turns out it is about a girl who is trapped at home. It's kind of an evil stepmother but contemporary, and it's about this darkness and oppressive, inescapable family environment. Sounds like it's going to be quite a dark family drama, and I quite like a bleak kitchen sink drama, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Okay, next book that I picked up in June was another cover buy, to be honest, which was Emperor of the Eight Islands by Leanne Hearn. I was a really big fan of Across the Nightingale Floor by Leanne Hearn, which I read years and years ago, and this came in. It was a really pretty jacket, just absolutely gorgeous book, and it's a fantasy story set in a mythological medieval era Japan. So it's not a time period that I know very much about particularly, but I am quite a fan of blending historical and mythical elements. Works quite well for me. I really enjoyed it in The Buried Giant by Ishiguro, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a go and see what I think, but it sounds pretty interesting. Okay, next book that I picked up, I was actually given this one for free, which is always nice, is False Hearts by Laura Lamb. and this is a kind of not too distant future crime novel, which is about about conjoined twins who have been separated, and it appears that one of them is responsible for a murder, and it's to do with how things aren't that simple when you have two people who share DNA and share a lot of their characteristics and things like that. So it's the old twin whodunit, but with a science fiction twist to it, something a little darker, something a little more original about it. So I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm quite looking forward to that one. And finally, the last book that I want to talk about is Storm Sisters, The Sinking World by Minty Da, which this is quite an unusual proof copy because this book isn't being released in physical format. It is only being released as an ebook. So I was lucky enough to get this physical proof copy of it through my new job, which is something that I will be talking about, or have talked about, depending on which order you watch these videos, in my June wrap up. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. But it's YA, it's feminist YA about a crew of kick-ass lady pirates, which is so my jam. I'm really on board with it. I'm really liking the tentacle detail to this. It's going to be really good fun. So I think I might start reading that this afternoon. So yeah, that was the books that I picked up in June. There's some interesting ones in there. If anyone has read them already, feel free to comment and we can have a bit of a chat. Let me know what you thought about them. If you have enjoyed this video, you can give it a like. That would be fab. That always makes me happy. And if you want to see more bookish nonsense, then you can subscribe to my channel, and that would be really cool. Thanks for watching.